Joining us right now, as he often does at this time, Thursday mornings at 7:30, when we're lucky, it's Stuart Varney, host of Varney and Company, over there on the Fox Business Network, weekdays at 11 a.m. Good morning, Stuart Varney.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm well, thank you so much. I want to talk to you about, especially, I can't wait to hear your take on Hillary Clinton and the emails and all that stuff. But I want to start with some financial issues. This week, we get more news that the U.S. dollar is stronger than ever, especially compared to the euro. Record rates now against the euro. I asked this of Larry Kudlow, of course, your friend from the CNBC network, earlier this week, because I get mixed messages. Is this strong dollar necessarily a good thing? Because I see some analysts say that it's not always a good thing.
Well, it depends who you are. Look, if you're planning to go on any vacation outside of the United States, whether it's Mexico, Canada, or Europe, you are going to get a bargain. You're going to get roughly a 20% discount on whatever it is you were paying last year. So good for international travelers. If you're going to buy something that was made overseas and you buy it here, odds are the price is going to be either stable or down. That's because the great story on the financial markets these days is the incredible strength of the U.S. dollar. I mean, this thing has gone through the roof.
And what's driving that? Because everyone raises concerns about the Fed and printing so much money, and you would think, my instinct would be, well, that would reduce the value of the dollar.
Yeah, well, we've stopped printing. America is no longer printing money. The Europeans have just started. And that is driving down the value of the euro. And almost everywhere else in the world, there is a race to the bottom for currencies. And the strong currency is the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, if I lend money to the German government, say, for $100 to the German government for 10 years, they pay me 30 cents a year in interest. If I lend $100 for 10 years to the American government, I get $2 a year in interest.
Sounds like a better investment to me.
In.
Yeah.
You know, it's just do the math. I mean, it's very simple. It floods into us.
All right. Now, I'm used to, I'm getting used to this idea that the market is just going to have a lot more volatility than it once had. But the market is down right now, a little bit. If the dollar's strong, why is the market a little bit soft?
Well, that's the other side of the dollar strength story. American corporations, which do a lot of business overseas, are earning profit in devalued foreign currencies. Therefore, their profits are not that high. Therefore, their stock goes down. You haven't seen that much of a sell-off, Brian. I mean, you've come from, 18 and small change to 17.6.
Right.
That's not a huge sell-off by any means. It's a minor leagues correction at this point, but it does represent the other side of the strong dollar coin.
All right, so now I want to turn to the Hillary story.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Well, I always love to get your political take on things because you're not only a money guy, you have a very practiced eye for American politics. And, this thing with Hillary's email it continues to burble and bubble, and it seems like every day there's some new revelation about it.
I think she will be the Democrat nominee for the 2016 election because there's not much competition. And what competition she has doesn't represent a big chunk of the Democrat Party. I may be wrong in this, but I think she's got the nomination. But she is damaged goods. And she represents a previous generation, which today's people, I don't think they want to go back to it. I just don't think they do. So I say she gets the nomination, she's damaged goods, and she's in enormous trouble come the 2016 election, no matter who her opponent is.
Stuart, now that we've had a little over a day and a half to think about and contemplate and evaluate Mrs. Clinton's responses at that little press cameo appearance she gave, just 20 minutes long with hand-selected members of the media, there's one thing that keeps bugging me about it, and I wonder if you might want to react to it too. Honestly, at this point, do any of us really believe that she had a lot of emails about yoga appointments? Does anyone really think she takes yoga?
Well, I'm not going to comment on yoga practice.
All right, fine.
But yeah, look, I take your point. I mean, to delete, what was it, 30,000?
31,000.
Oh, that was just plans for a wedding. It was plans for a wedding and yoga appointments.
Well, this is just obviously not true. I mean, come on. I'm not going to use the word LIE, but that is just not true, especially when you factor in what the Wall Street Journal reported, which is that, I was going to say former husband, current husband and former President Bill Clinton, he's only ever sent 2 emails in his life, and that was when he was president. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the smell test. It really doesn't pass the smell test, nor for the American people, I don't think.
I mean, you just mentioned something. She says that the server was necessary because she and Bill needed to communicate. And then on the other hand, Bill's spokesman is on record as saying that in the former president's entire lifetime, he has sent exactly 2 emails, and both of those were back when he was president.
Yes, and what about that thing about I had to get everything on one device?
And then she's got 2. She got a BlackBerry, she's got an iPhone and an iPad, and all kinds of stuff.
She's got a mini iPad. She's on tape saying, "I've got the lot."
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? I mean, it's just transparently not true. Transparently trying to cover stuff up. I don't think it's going to work. I think this is going to drag on forever, right into the middle of the campaign. Trey Gowdy is going to subpoena every possible record that he can. He's going to put her on the stand. He's going to make her stand up and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that's going to be a real problem as you run up for a presidential election.
Hey, Stuart, Varney, I would just really intrigued by this story out of the BBC, Jeremy Clarkson. Did you ever have any dealings with Jeremy Clarkson, host of that Top Gear show?
Nope.
Would love to see you drive one of those little cars around the track there. I guess he's been suspended by the BBC because he got into what they're calling a fracas with one of his producers. There's rumors that he actually threw a punch at his producer. Jeremy Clarkson has also punched Piers Morgan in the face, which I think we could all get behind.
Endears him to many people.
Yeah. Stuart, is this a British thing? I mean, do you have any kind of problems with your producers that we need to know about now? Because I'm worried.
Oh, I wasn't expecting this, Larry. I mean, no, I have no such problems, and no, I don't believe it's a British thing, throwing punches at producers. And as a matter of fact, I've lived in America for 40 years, so I've picked up the peaceful American approach.
But like Keith Olbermann, yes, I understand.
But we can all agree, punching Piers Morgan would feel really good.
Stop it, Brian.
Okay, that's just me. Man, it's just me. I'm just saying that's just me.
You're leading me on, and you know it.
We always have fun with you, Stuart Varney.
Yes, thank you, Stuart.
Good luck, guys.
You got to watch Varney and Company on Fox Business Channel every day at 11 a.m. He covers it all. Thanks, Stuart.